Hello everyone, in this video I'm gonna show you how we can add ships dynamically in Android using Kotlin, and I'm using the same project that we are following in this series. So let me remove this ChipGroup from here. Okay, so we have one linear layout. Let me change it to constraint layout. And let's move to design tab. So here I'm gonna add one text, plain text, and one button. So let me add the constraints for this plain text, and also let me change the width to 0 dp. So it will take the width as we are defining in a constraint, and I'm gonna add one button here to the right of this text box. So let me add the right constraint, top constraint aligning to this text view box, and the right of this I'm aligning to the button. Layout width of this button, let me change it to 100 dp. And also let's give some padding between this button and this text box, and I'm gonna add this ChipGroup below this both this text box and button. So here we need to add the constraint for this text group. Suppose I am adding it as 100 dp, and let me change the height to 100 dp. Now I can drag it here, and I'm aligning it to the right of this text, and this one is to the right of this button, and top of this to the bottom of this edit text. So let's move back to design, and here I can give some padding here. Let me give 30. Layout height, let's change it to wrap content, and layout width, let's change it to 0 dp. So it will take the width that is defined by this constraint. I'm also removing this name from this edit text. So here the text is name, I'm removing it, and let's move back to code. And here I'm gonna add some IDs for this edit text. For edit text, let's say this edit text. For the button, let's say this button. We also have to change it in all the constraints. This one is edit text, and so I'll have to change it here and here as well. Okay, and also for the ChipGroup, let me add one ID. The ID is, let's say it is ChipGroup. Okay, done. And now I'm gonna go to this main activity, and here first thing I'm gonna create 3 variables that will hold the references of the edit text, button, and the ChipGroup. Private let init variable, the first one is for edit text, and I'm adding it as edit text. The second one is let init variable, and this one is for the button. Let's say it is add button. And for the third one, let init variable, it is ChipGroup. This one is of type ChipGroup. So here I'm gonna get the references of these 3 variables. For the edit text, find view by id r.id dot edit text. For the second one, add button, find view by id r.id dot button. For the third one, ChipGroup, find view by id r.id dot ChipGroup. Now I'm gonna add one click listener to the button. Add button dot set on click listener, and in this listener, when the user will click on this button, So here, let's go here, split, and when the user click on this button, I'm gonna add this data to a chip, and that chip I'll add it to the chip group. So first I'm gonna check if the edit text has some text or not. So edit text dot to string, this should not be empty. If it is not empty, I'm gonna add this text to a chip. So let's say it's I'll create one function. Let's say its name is add chip, and here I'm gonna pass the text of this edit text dot to string. Then once the chip is added, I'm gonna remove the text from the edit text dot set text, and here I'm gonna pass one empty string. Okay, so let me create this add chip method here. Private function add chip, and it will take one text as string. So first we need to create one chip. So we are creating it as programmatically. So this chip, we need to import it. Import chip. It will import here. This one is imported from Android material chip. So we need to pass the context here. And then I'm adding the text to this chip. This is the text that we are getting, and also I'm adding this is close icon visible as true, so it will show the close icon to the chip. Also let me add one icon durable. So chip icon unitis resource or durable dot IC baseline Android 24. So if you see here, like there are lots of methods to customize this chip, and you can use these methods to set any different types of properties to the chip, also reading the different properties from the chip. Also let me add one click listener. On click icon, click listener, so this listener will be called once we are clicking on the close icon. So if user clicks on this close icon, we need to remove that chip. So I'm going to remove this chip using this remove view from this chip group. So here I'm going to add the chip group dot add view, and here I'm going to adding this chip. Now let me restart. Okay, now let me write something here. Let's say this chip. I'm clicking on it, then you can see that it added the chip to the chip group. Hello. Then let's use something else. So you can see that it's adding the text as a chip to the chip group. And if I click on it, if I have not entered anything, then it will not add, because we have added this check. So basically this is a way that you can use to add chips to a chip group programmatically. And if you have to send this data to server, then you can keep one different list, and you can just keep the text those are entered by the user. So that's all for now. If you love this video, please do like it, and if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe, and if you have any question, please drop one comment below. Thanks. Bye.